What's up, Ale? This video, we're going to talk a lot about these 2-minute tutorials that I'm doing. And I actually want you to basically ignore all videos that I post or that I upload aside from these 2-minute tutorials. So whenever I upload a video where I'm talking about something with somebody, or I do like a training video, or I'm doing some public service announcement, I don't want you to worry about any of these other videos anymore. We're going to focus specifically on these 2-minute tutorials because this is something that I want to really keep going, get to a point where I've done hundreds of them, and make it kind of the spine of my YouTube channel. Because what I found with these videos is they're really fun for me to make because I have to identify a subject and then just make it quick. You know, being able to communicate something in 2 minutes is not easy, and it's not simple, and it's really beneficial to me. And it's also quite interesting because the videos are so short that people are much more willing to watch these videos about different subjects, right? So I have more flexibility to talk about different things because the content's so short. Whereas if I do a 30-minute video about video games or a 30-minute video about life advice, then typically the views on these videos are really low. People don't really engage. Whereas with the 7 2-minute tutorials that I've done so far, the most popular ones are life advice and practical stuff, right? So like the first one I did has 256 views, and that one is literally just life advice, quality of life advice. That's it, talking about changing your environment. And that's the kind of stuff I want to get known for talking about. But the trouble is that most of the time, the stuff that people need to hear, they're not actually looking to hear it. So if you make a video that's like, oh, this is exactly what you need to hear about self-improvement, these videos tend to not do well because the people who need to hear about self-improvement aren't actively looking to improve themselves. So it's really, really kind of tricky figuring out how to communicate this information to these people, right? So as part of that, I want you to focus specifically on these 2-minute tutorials. And now for the rest of this video, I'm going to show you the process that I want you to go through for each tutorial. Okay? I'm going to upload the videos and it'll look something like this. It won't have the thumbnail yet because I just established, okay, I've made 7 thumbnails. I know what I want the thumbnails to look like, and I'm going to show you how to set it up. Everything's set up with templates, so it should be really easy for you. It shouldn't take that much time. The one part of this process that will be time-consuming is doing a bit more extensive keyword research on each individual video. So I'll get more into that in a second. I'm going to pull up the YouTube window just so it's ready here. So we're going to scroll down, and when you get the video, the title's going to be set up. But that's about it, okay? So I may have put some keys in here, but they're going to be the default key, or the default tags, right? So you can see that this one has Skillshare Review, Skillshare Free, Skillshare. This is just the default tags for my Udemy channel. So what you're going to do is you're going to delete all of the default tags and create tags that are specific to the video itself. Right? So in this situation, it's about setting up paid consulting. So we need to learn more about the tags related to consulting that score well. Okay? So we go into another YouTube window, and we're just going to search for consulting and make it full screen so that this section shows up. So we can see that consulting as a keyword scores really low. So low that we don't even care about using this keyword, okay? Our goal here is to identify keywords that we might actually rank in. Using this keyword, yeah, okay, there's a tiny, tiny remote chance that you're going to rank using this keyword, But considering that there's so much competition and so many people searching for it, that's incredibly unlikely because there's hundreds of thousands of search results. So you're probably not going to show up in these search results, even though the video is about consulting, right? So what we need to figure out is, all right, how can we identify other keywords that work, right? So you could go into the Tag Explorer, and you can do that by just clicking on click here for weighted. And you want to look at the unweighted number. You can look at the weighted number sometimes. It's a little bit different. Don't really worry about it. Now that we've started with this really base word here, we can try out some of the related keywords that TubeBuddy will provide us. For example, if we want to look at consulting business, this still isn't very, very good here. What about consulting business ideas? Still really, really bad. So there's just not that many people searching for this. Or sorry, there's just too much competition. So maybe we can approach it from a different angle. We're looking at the word consulting, but what if we do how to consult? Maybe this will score a little bit better. And it's still only an 8. This is really, really bad. Let's try some other things. How to offer consulting. Okay, 20. This is the best keyword we've found so far, but this is still really, really, really bad. What we might want to consider is reapproaching how we target the keywords in this video. And I apologize because this is like much more advanced keyword stuff than what I've shown you before, and that's why I'm saying, like, I don't want you to worry about any of the other videos. I want you to really focus on these 2-minute tutorials, and specifically this part, being able to identify keywords that are more likely to bring in demand. So this video shows how to use Calendly to set up these paid consulting calls. So maybe I'm taking the wrong approach. I'm trying to look at it as, okay, it teaches how to do consulting, how to use a consulting tool. But maybe we should look at the Calendly keyword instead. So let's see, Calendly offer or accept pay, or we could just do Calendly and PayPal integration. Here we go. Okay, this is 45. So that's way better. There's not that many people searching for it, but there's almost no competition. So the chance of actually ranking for it is probable, right? So that's quite interesting. You can glance at the weighted one, see it's pretty much the same. So this could be a keyword that we want to use, right? So in this case, we can click copy to clipboard like that, and then we've added it. Every time we find a good one, we can just copy it to the clipboard, and then when we go back into the keywords, we can easily paste them, right? So what else can we try that's related to that? Because you can see that, yeah, we found a decent one here, but there's not any related results. So how can we figure that out? We could try get paid with Calendly. Not that good, but better. Get paid on Calendly. What if we just search for Calendly? There we go. So this keyword is actually pretty good here. So we might want to take the angle of focusing on some Calendly content instead of consulting, because consulting is just too broad. This, for example, is like, say I was making dropshipping videos and I just tagged them as dropshipping. Probably not going to rank. But if I did specific videos of HydroLister or specific videos of AutoDS, way more likely to rank, right? So this is a good example of a case where what we originally went into the video to explore wasn't actually a good strategy. But by doing this keyword research with TubeBuddy, we can establish maybe we should change the title of the video, okay? And focus more on Calendly. So in this case, for example, let's look at Calendly tutorial. That's pretty bad. It's actually kind of interesting that Calendly, as a keyword alone, scores better than a more specific keyword. That could be indicative that there is an opportunity to make content for Calendly because it hasn't been very saturated yet. So we can look at Calendly review as well. Calendly is a pretty good tool. What about scheduling? That's really bad. Automatic scheduling. Automatic booking. Okay. Not bad, but... So, I assume you're starting to get a sense of what we need to do here. We really need to put a lot of time into this keyword research for each of these individual videos because they're going to be about a broad range of different subjects, okay? So let me finish doing this keyword research. And you don't need to have all 500. You're going to find that sometimes it's just really hard to get 500 characters worth of keywords that score well. And again, if it's less than 20, you don't even want to use it. Just ignore it. It's not worth even having in the video because the chance of ranking is super unlikely, right? So let's try some other ones. We had some luck with Calendly, right? So let's actually add Calendly to our clipboard. We can just see the action here, and we're going to click copy. So now let's see. Calendly scheduling. Automatic scheduling. This is what we searched for earlier. Yeah, not really good enough. Scheduling tool. Still really bad. Okay. What about paid consulting versus just consulting? That's actually not that bad. This is good enough that we'll use it. Again, anything over 20 you can use. Really, if you want a video to really rank well, then all the keywords have to be at least 40, like 40 to 80. That's a good indication of a video that's going to rank well. And I can show you an example of that. If we go into one of the recent videos that I did a lot of keyword research on, this was the video about Skillshare and getting a free year of Skillshare, which I actually had to remade. But I'm going to show you an example. This is also one I experimented with advertisements, but I actually stopped pulling the ads. You see all these green bubbles? That is a really, really good indication. That means that at least on this YouTube account, when we are looking at these keywords, we are actually ranking for all of these keywords, right? And so we can compare really quick, right? If I click on these icons here, what we want to do is, okay, let's search for the best one. So we rank at number 4 for Skillshare Premium Coupon. So now let's see if this tool was an accurate guess of that. So we ranked for 44. And we're actually ranking for it. Let's look at Skillshare Free. Skillshare Free. This one's actually really bad, but we're ranking for it, surprisingly. Quite interesting. What about Skillshare Premium Trial? Skillshare Premium Trial. Not the best, but again, it is a pretty decent keyword. You can see here that the higher these keywords are, it's not always going to be true that this keyword gets you to rank. But if you really focus on populating the keywords with tags that TubeBuddy considers strong, aka above 20, but preferably above 40, then you're going to really increase the chance you rank in these YouTube videos. And this is really important because with these videos in particular, these 2-minute tutorial videos, I am trying to establish myself as somebody who produces lessons every other day that anybody can take and learn quickly without much time commitment, right? So there's an audience that I want to form that I haven't connected with. And by tagging these videos more effectively and efficiently, then we're going to be more able to reach these audiences, okay? And in this case, this was quite a complicated one. The tags for this are not scoring well, so it's tricky, whereas some of them are going to be much easier, right? So now that we've copied a couple tags, let's see what it would actually look like when we're getting ready to do it, right? So what I'm going to do first is I want to clear all of these tags to restart. We always want to have Jack Pitman and 2-minute tutorial. Okay? We always want these two tags. And then also, you want the number of the tutorial. So in this case, a quick way to find this would be 2MT7. So 2MT7. There's always going to be a number at the end of the title. You don't have to worry about figuring that out, but it stands for 2-minute tutorial number 7. See here, this is number 7. This is always, the title is always going to be set up, and you're always going to have this code, so you won't have to find it yourself, but you will have to add in the tags here. And because of the keyword research we did earlier, we can now paste. Oh, but it only remembers one at a time. That's a little bit frustrating. So we'll have to open the Explorer. We can click here to open it. And now I have to try and remember the ones that I was using. And before I was doing it wrong. I opened up YouTube and I was searching it this way. You don't have to do that. You can just go down here and click on Keyword Explorer. And then as soon as you come up with the keyword, so let's see. We were looking at Calendly, and then we also looked at paid consulting, right? I think this was one of them. Yeah, 37. So you can see here that instead of copy, the action is now insert into current video. So that's probably a better workflow for you to use because then you don't need to remember and you don't need to paste it. It just adds it as soon as you find it. So now let's look at this related one. This is even better. 46. Nice. We're going to insert how to offer consulting. It's a 20. But considering we're so starved for other keywords, we're just going to add it. What about how to start consulting? 32, that's better. What about these other related keywords? How to start consulting services? 33. Still not good, but it's definitely better. And so you can see now that there's no more related videos, but in our previous search, there were a lot of related videos. And so it's often easier to start with a general term and then look at these related subjects, right? How to start a consulting career. How to start consulting online. And see, now I was kind of stuck. I wasn't bringing in new keywords, but now I'm on more of a roll, and suddenly we have almost half the keywords that we actually need, which is awesome. And look at that. This one is supposedly ranking right here. However, understand that that's only because it's looking at our account, right? If I go to YouTube and I open an incognito window and I search for paid consulting, it's highly, highly, highly unlikely that this video is going to show up. Oh, holy crap, it actually does. That's effed. Well, okay, that's exactly what we want to happen. I'm blown. I'm really surprised that this video is actually showing up for a keyword like this. But, I mean, paid consulting apparently works, whereas just consulting doesn't. And it's crazy, right? How just a couple minutes of this keyword research can be more important than the actual video itself. And that's why I really want you to focus on this part of the process. And I've automated everything else, so all you're going to be doing for the other stuff is just clicking export, import, using templates. But for this part, you're really going to need to use your brain and think more creatively. It's not going to be as simple as you can see as just clicking, okay, these are the related keywords, okay, done, done, done. Unfortunately, you will need to put a little bit more time into keywording this part. This part of the process is really, really important. As you can see, we still don't have all the keywords that we need, but I would much rather that we only have half the possible keywords, but these are ones that you've put time into, than filling the 500 characters with keywords that don't matter or are too vague or irrelevant. As you can see, the paid consulting keyword enabled us to rank already. In the time that I've edited this video, we now rank when people search for paid consulting, which is huge. Like, to be the third video on YouTube in general with the incognito check, that is really, really good. So at that point, even though none of the other ones are ranking, that could get us the traffic necessary for YouTube to be like, oh, okay, cool, we're going to push you. All right? So that's as much as I'm going to show you with the tags. Now, for the rest of the video, we'll get into the placeholder stuff that you will still need to do for this video. Okay? After you finish the tags, again, the most important part, you're going to look at the description real quick. And if you scroll down to the bottom of the description, you can see this keyword section. So what I want you to do is click copy all from the tags that you created, and then you're going to replace the keywords that are default with these tags just like that, okay? And ideally, actually, we don't have all of these different these commas here. You don't actually want the commas. You just want it to be a bunch of text, because YouTube looks in 3 places when people search for keywords. They look in the title of the video, they look in the description, and they look in the tags. So if you have something that shows up in all 3 of these places, then you're going to be more likely to actually rank in the video. So that's the second thing you're going to do. After you do the tags, you copy all the tags, and you paste them into the keyword section in the bottom of the description. Then, if you felt that the title needed to be updated, send me a WhatsApp message and just say what the recommendation is, and then I'll most likely go in and change it myself. But just, that's not going to happen super often, but there are going to be times where you feel like the title isn't keyworded properly. For example, in this case, we're ranking for paid consulting because paid consulting is in the keywords, and it's also paid consulting. It's in the top of this video. It's in the title, right? So that's one of the reasons that we're ranking. Okay? So if you feel like I need to change the title, then send me a video or send me a message on WhatsApp. Give me your suggestion, and I'll most likely follow through and change it unless there was a reason that I had the title the way it is. Okay? After that, you're going to apply the thumbnail template. So this is going to be really easy. You just click Create Thumbnail. Then you click Image or Existing Thumbnail. And you click 2-minute tutorials like that. Click Continue. You're going to see this black box shows up. Don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. Now, you click on Template. And then click on 2-minute tutorials. And then boom. Now, this is number 7, right? So, we change this number to 7. Just like that. Then we change this website problem thing. We have to change it to something about our video. So, in this case, we're going to use paid consulting, okay? Paid consulting. Now, one thing I want you to keep in mind here is that there's going to be a big black box right here. You see this line? Don't have any text past this line, okay? So say that we made this and it looked like that, it was too far. We would want to shrink it so that it looks like that, okay? Don't have anything past this line here. And this is because when you're looking at YouTube videos, the time of the video shows up and will cover that part of the thumbnail. So it makes the thumbnail look better if you can still read the content even in the smallest thumbnail. The bigger the thumbnail is, the smaller the black box will be. So you don't have to worry about it that much. Like, for example, if I zoom in here, it's not re-rendering them. If I were to go to my YouTube videos from my channel, right? So if we go to view channel on YouTube here, and then we look at videos, you can see that the thumbnails are smaller. So the black box doesn't cover the paid consulting part. So as a general rule, don't pass this black line and you're going to be fine. And I want this black to be here. It kind of draws attention. I like this design. I'm quite happy with how this looks. So that's all you're going to need to do. You're just going to need to change the number and change what the font is here, and maybe like center it, like say that it looks like that. Just make it a little bit centered. There we go. Okay. And then you just click continue and then save and close. That's all you have to do. So the thumbnail should be pretty quick because I've set all the templates up for you. And after that, then you're going to continue to do the same things that you were doing with the end screens and the cards, right? So if you're in Creator Studio and you want to add them, you have to click on here. You can just go like this and then click on Apply Template and click on the Skillshare Focus template. That's the new template that I'm using. I've actually changed the template. So for all of these videos, I've already added the end screens and cards. So you'll only need to do it for new videos, new 2-minute tutorials, aka 2-minute tutorial 8 and after. Okay? So for the cards, you would just do it like that. You would apply that template. And then for the end screens, do the same thing. Click over here. You're going to load the page. And then you can just click on Apply Template here. And then make sure to use the Skillshare Focus template. Okay? And then apply the end screen. And then it's going to reload everything and you'll be done. Okay? So to summarize, you're only going to be doing the 2-minute tutorials from now on. You can ignore all other videos that I publish. I will worry about doing the keywords and tags for these other kinds of videos. You're going to focus specifically on these 2-minute tutorials. I want most of your mental energy to go towards getting a system down to do research for these tags. The example in this video was a pretty accurate assessment of how it's going to feel doing tag and keyword research. Sometimes it's going to be frustrating. You're going to feel like you can't find a tag that's ranking, and you're going to feel like you need to just add a bunch of tags that don't matter. But again, it's better to have 2 or 3 tags that rank really well than it is to have 30 tags that don't rank at all. It's the same as having nothing, okay? So you really have to focus on identifying tags that could possibly rank. We cannot be using keywords that are like a 7, 8, or a 9. Anything less than 20 should be removed. If it's 19 and you can't find anything else, okay, fine. That's fine. I understand. But it will be a little bit frustrating, and sometimes you are going to spend a little bit more time than you want to on this to identify something. But once you really get the hang of it, this is going to be a really beneficial skill for you. Also, with the other work that you're doing, like working with Lior and any other YouTubers, if you can further develop your keyword and tagging ability, this is going to be really, really useful for you and for me and for everybody involved. So that's why I wanted to do this video, to focus more on this part, because this is the part you can't really automate. You can't just have a quick, effective system to just guess a bunch of keywords that are related. You really have to search individual things and then only use ones that look like they're going to perform well. This is more important than anything else, more important than the thumbnail, the title, all the other stuff. Title is a part of it, right? Because if you do the effective tag research, then you know what to put into the description and you know what to put in the title. It all starts with the tag research, okay? So then after you do that, you're going to copy the tags that you have created using this button and paste them into the bottom of the video, all right? After that, you're going to let me know if you think that I should revise the title. Then you're going to create the thumbnail. You will import the existing image, and then you will use the thumbnail template. After that, all you will do is change the number and the name of the video, or the name of the thumbnail, okay? Usually, you want the thumbnail to be the keyword that you think is going to perform best, okay? Then you're going to apply the card template and the end screen template. And then you're done. All right, Ale, thanks for watching. I know this was a long video, but let me know if you have any questions or you're confused about anything, and I will show you in more detail. See you there. Ciao.